Hello and welcome to another Gary Goes. I'm really spoiling you guys at the moment, or maybe I should say spoiling myself with another little trip. So yeah, basically I've had a week off work. Took the little day trip to Dublin, which hopefully you'll have seen by now, and if not, make sure to check it out. And yeah, finishing that off with a little mini break in Torquay. So why Torquay? Well, I used to live here. I lived here for about 14 months, about 18 months ago. And yeah, I missed the place a little bit. Very different to the northeast. Another gorgeous beach though. We've definitely got a few of them up north, but yeah, Torquay is something a little bit different. It's a very sort of English seaside holiday resort place, and yeah, I thought I'd come and see if anything's changed, meet up with a few work friends. So yeah, I've got a couple of little trips. So I just had the morning here, arrived late last night on the Fun National Express Mega Fun bus, and that was an experience in itself, but I'll probably show you a few little clips from that trip. But yeah, late last night and then this morning, just got up, had a little wander through town. The town itself doesn't get any better. The town is definitely not the highlight of Torquay. But yeah, found my way onto the seafront, and yeah, I've got the train to Exmouth via Exeter, which is absolutely gorgeous. One of the best train journeys in the country, I would just say. It's amazing, right along the River Exe. And then the following day I'm off to Cornwall and St Ives. So yeah, definitely making the most of a brief little south coast trip. This is Corbin Head behind me, and if I spin round, there is the town of Torquay itself next to my ear. I don't know if you can see the kind of big wheel there, and there's all these posh hotels and stuff up on the top of the hill. But yeah, it's gorgeous, particularly in the summer. So hopefully you enjoy some of these clips and come with me on my little southwest tour. Catch you in a bit. So I'll just start off with a tour of what was to be my home for the first 5 hours or so of a 12-ish hour journey on the National Express, and changing at Birmingham with a couple of little stops off in different places down the way. Certainly wasn't quick, but the seats weren't uncomfortable. These ones had USB points, they didn't all, so you can't really rely on that. But yeah, it wasn't too bad, to be honest. Certainly going down during the day. It was a very warm day, but not too uncomfortable. And then yeah, this is me arriving in Torquay the following morning, having a little wander right around the marina. Some amazing boats out there. Look at that one there, fantastic. Like, yeah, you could live on there and be more than happy. Yeah, the big wheel that we've just passed. Yeah, a little fishing boat coming in. That sort of pier there is where the ferries go from across to Brixton, which you'll see a bit later on. But yeah, Torquay is gorgeous on a sunny summer's day. And yeah, just a little wander along. There's the famous palm trees. This promenade goes right the way from that beach dead ahead, which is Tor Abbey Sands, right the way through to the marina and then the bottom of the town centre. But yeah, nice clear seas, some seagrass and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you squint, you could be anywhere, couldn't you? But yeah, Torquay, it's not a bad place, and you can see there how calm that the Tor Bay itself is. And you've got Brixham is in the middle. Sorry, no, it's not. Brixham is the far end, and Paynton is in the middle. God, you'd think I know that, having been a local for over a year. But yeah, it goes Torquay, Paynton, which is there, you'll see in the middle there, and then Brixham right at the far end, which is where I get the ferry from a bit later on. And Tor Abbey Sands on a quiet, I think this was Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Tide's right out. I mean, compare it to when I came back later in the day after schools had knocked off, and you'll see the difference. But yeah, Tor Abbey Sands is kind of the main beach in Torquay. It's not a brilliant beach. There are definitely better ones. Exmouth, which you'll see in a bit around the kind of bay, is much nicer. Paynton is probably a bit more famous red sand beach, but it's not bad. Yeah, Tor Abbey Sands isn't bad at all. And there's Corbin Head with the little sort of shacks that you saw me film from earlier. And then yeah, I was a bit disappointed. So this is the train journey, which is from Torquay right through to Exmouth, and it kind of hugs the River Exe both sides, and it's glorious normally, but look at those windows, absolutely shocking. One of the best train journeys in the country. This is the bit that goes actually around the River Tyne to Teignmouth. Tide's right out. Obviously, it's even more impressive when the tide's in. But yeah, those windows really spoil the journey for me. Such a shame. You'd think, people coming to try and travel this journey, equivalent to sort of one of the amazing ones in Scotland. And I know ScotRail are also a bit crap with their dirty windows, but anyway, still beautiful. So this is the bit coming in around the Ex, past Dawlish Warren, with Exmouth over there, sort of over the estuary. You could probably swim that in, well, I couldn't, but some people could probably swim that in a few minutes, but you've got to get the train right along the Ex to Exeter and then back out. So from this point, it's still like another hour to get to Exmouth, which is pretty mad. But yeah, tide's right out here, but still, I'd heartily recommend it. Gorgeous train journey if you can get a train with reasonably clear windows anyway. And arrival in Exmouth. So as you can see, much nicer, proper sandy beach this, looking across Torquay, Teignmouth, all of that, Dawlish. And then, yeah, I love Exmouth. It's a really nice little seaside, a bit quieter than Torquay. Really nice walk along the front. Amazing Cornish pasties. I mean, I know we're in Devon, but still, they're all there, all decent, all around the southwest coast. But yeah, some absolutely gorgeous sandy beaches. Again, quite quiet because it's midweek. But yeah, sun glinting off the sea on the south coast of England. What more could you want? And then the really beautiful main town square in Exmouth. As you can see, loads of outdoor seating, a few bars and restaurants. Just really, really pleasant here. Little fountain thing there. Lots of different shops, lots of different restaurants. Really pretty. As I say, a big fan of Exmouth. That's why I wanted to go back and pay another visit when I was down there. So yeah, definitely would recommend checking Exmouth out. Easy to get there from Exeter as well if you're visiting Exeter. And why the dinosaurs? Well, I did have to Google this when I first arrived and thought, this is a bit random. Why have they got all these little dinosaur sculpture things in the park? But Exmouth is apparently the official starting point of the Jurassic Coast, which is more well known around Dorset. But yeah, it starts there. And then coming back, the tide's come in a bit. Windows slightly cleaner, so yeah, I'll let you enjoy this view. As I say, if you can get a decent train, ideally when the tide's in as well, this is, for me, one of the best train journeys in England, hands down. So just had a little stop off in Exeter on the way back. You don't need to, you can stay straight on the train, Torquay to Exmouth. It was about an hour and a half. But yeah, I like to get off and have a little wander around. I'm quite a big fan of Exeter. It's a nice walkable, pretty cathedral city. This is Gandy Street. So there's lots of little restaurants and independent shops and things down there. And then this is the main high street. So yeah, not too bad as high street city centres go. All your normal shops and stuff, some different kind of restaurants and things like that. And then there's these churches and then this kind of alleyway that leads from the high street down towards the cathedral. And yeah, there's a few little bars and restaurants and things down here, which are all pretty cute. But yeah, as I say, Exeter is definitely worth a visit if you've never been. It's not massive, you can easily do it in an afternoon, I think. So there's like the bit around the cathedral, which is really pretty. And then there's the bit around Exeter Quay, which again I'll show you a little bit later on because I nipped down there for a pint. But yeah, this is quite a nice area, this between the high street and the cathedral. It's very, very pretty. And there's a little tower here, like a church tower. There's a little cafe in there. And then down here on the right, you'll see in a minute because I'll swerve around right to the bottom of this kind of pathway. I think it's the oldest pub in Exeter, but it's called the Ship Inn. Tudor pub. I think it was Francis Drake has drank there, apparently. Or so it says on their marketing and stuff anyway. Again, never been in there, I have to admit. If I go to Exeter, I do normally go around the quayside, but yeah, it definitely looks, just down there, definitely looks like it's worth a trip. But yeah, just walking down here towards the cathedral, which again, on a sunny summer's day, with people sitting outside eating and drinking, is a lovely place to be. So I'm going to shut up a bit and yeah, let you enjoy the outside of Exeter Cathedral. And as promised, Exeter Quay, which absolutely is, for me, the best part of the city. It's really cool down here, right on this kind of bend in the river. They've got all these old warehouses on the left there that they've kind of converted into different things. A few pubs down here, definitely a few restaurants, and yeah, again, it's a really nice place to spend some time. It's really chill down here. There's some flats, there's coffee shops and things on that left-hand side of that bridge there. But yeah, really nice sort of sitting outside here. Been to this pub a few times. I've not eaten there, but the food looks okay. It's like a kind of barbecue grill house thing, but definitely a nice place to sit for a pint and just check what's going on. There were some people swimming in the river and trying to nick some of those kayaks, which was entertaining. But yeah, absolutely beautiful down here. And then if you go up that towards there where those people are walking, there's Parkway, and yeah, it's really nice around there. And then back in Torquay. So yeah, as I say, it looks pretty different when the tide is in and everyone's out of school and out of work. And it was, I don't know what it was here, 25, 26 degrees. So definitely people making the most of it. Not much of the beach left, as you can see. You've kind of got this promenade bit and everyone's huddling on it, but quite a few people in the sea. And then we've got the day 3. So day 3, another fantastic train journey, another dirty window, but you know what you're going to do. And this time over to St Ives from Torquay, and this is crossing the River Tamar, just coming out of Plymouth, coming across to Saltash. Again, for me, one of the most picturesque train journeys, definitely in that area. I love this part when you cross the river. This village here on the right is really, really pretty. Looking back across Plymouth and seeing the Navy ships and stuff is always a bit of a thrill. And yeah, this is a really decent journey. So I didn't tell you the price for Torquay to Exmouth. It's about £12 return, and then the price from Torquay to St Ives, I think, was about 25. So you know, not bad prices really for rail travel in this day and age. And then the train to St Ives from Torquay, in total it's about 3.5 hours. So it's not quite straight. It goes Torquay down to, I think it's St Ives, which is the last stop but one, right the way down on the Cornwall main line to Penzance. And yeah, St Ives you change, it's just a little branch line into St Ives. But yeah, there was just a few shots there coming out of Plymouth. And then beautiful St Ives. So slightly overcast today, definitely not as good as the previous day or even the day after, but you know, still pleasant. St Ives looks absolutely gorgeous in any weather. But look at those beaches. Yeah, if you've not been to St Ives, again, one of my favourite places in England, certainly in the southwest. Looking across there to the town, really, really picturesque. If you can come during the week, try not to go the weekend, try not to go in the summer holidays. It's absolutely rammed. Even today, again, midweek, in June, schools are in. All of the trains there and back on that branch line were absolutely rammed. So people just absolutely descend on it. But if you can go when it's quieter, absolutely, definitely recommend doing that. But it's beautiful. And then the St Ives line just goes along Carbis Bay, so you can get off there as well. And then on the fantastic beach there. But yeah, again, I will shut up while I have a little wander around St Ives and show off to you. So that was the seafront, and actually that's the bit around kind of the harbour, and then it goes right round to the other side where there's an even longer beach. I think there's a Tate art gallery there as well. But yeah, I've been there before, so didn't go there on this journey, but also that's worth an explore. And then this is the high street. So yeah, further on up here, you've got your usual kind of high street shops, but this particular section is much more Cornish, much more local, probably much more expensive, but you know, absolutely great for a little mooch around. Of course, there's lots of little sweet shops, lots of little bakeries, fish and chip shops. Yeah, great to spend an hour or so. And then, yeah, heading back as the sun goes down, back in towards Plymouth, along from Cornwall. So the River Tamar is like the border between Cornwall and Devon. So coming back into Devon and stopping off in Plymouth. So this is down on the seafront by the harbour. This again, restaurants and bars. Had some nice little tapas down here. A nice way to end the day in Plymouth. And then day 3, or at least morning 3, because I had to head back on my long slog back up to Newcastle kind of mid-afternoon, but I had them whole morning. So yeah, this is absolutely one of the top things to do in Torquay, or the English Riviera, is get the ferry from Torquay to Brixham. Reasonable price, if I remember. I think it's about £8 return, and yeah, it's about half an hour each way. Obviously you can get it one way and then get the bus back or whatever you want to do, but you can get the ferry to Brixham and then get back again. And they, during the summer, they do have 2 boats running. Or the height of the summer, I think they only had 1 boat here, so there was like a kind of hour gap between them. But you know, it gives us a couple of hours in Brixham. Absolutely need to try the fish and chips, because Brixham is like one of the biggest fishing harbours, certainly in England, if you discount Scotland. But yeah, and then have a fantastic walk up around Berry Head, which again you'll see in a bit. But this is coming into Brixham Harbour, so yeah, absolutely the ferry is a must do. Definitely top 3 of the things to do around here.
And that's the same. We walk towards that way and then over town again.
So Brixham Harbour is a lovely place to spend some time, but I like to walk over to Berry Head, which is about a 45-minute walk, past Sholstone Pool here, which is only open in the summer, very picturesque, but then up to Berry Head itself, which is stunning. Was always one of my favourite places to go. However, you can drive, you can walk, you can get the ferry, but it's really, really pretty. Looking one way across to Dartmouth and Salcombe, and then this way right across Torquay. They quite often get dolphins and porpoises here. It's just really, really pretty, really calm. Never seems to get that busy. There's a little cafe, but yeah, absolutely worth the trip. Berry Head, definitely. And then ending up back in Torquay, heading back up to get my coach for the overnight trip back. But yeah, anyway, hope you've enjoyed my Southwest little mini break. I've enjoyed you coming along with me. I've got plenty more videos available, so catch you soon.